Welcome back. For this next segment, we are joined by the guys who are heading up and involved with the Modern Man Family Project right here in Kamloops. Now, they're not like new to the city, but they are really filling a gap in terms of supportive resources for men throughout the community. And they've had like some great engagement over the last couple of years. And I mean, you yourselves, you can speak to the benefits of the work that's being undertaken, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yes, yes. So we are joined by Rob and Tim, and they both have their own kind of stories of involvement. Maybe give us a little bit of background about what Modern Man does and the kind of mission of it.
For sure, yeah. Basically what it is, it's a center for men where we're supporting other men. You know, it's a group where guys can meet. We meet weekly, and that's kind of like a good support group where guys can talk about issues they're having, and other guys have been through it or going through it. So it's very relatable. We can talk to each other. We can be very blunt, you know, and guys will understand that it's coming from a place of experience where we've gone through it. We're trying to help each other, right? So,
and that level of understanding of like, hey, I get it, man. Yeah, we've got similar experiences.
I've worked with different kinds of groups. I'm in construction. I'm in safety. I'm an electrician, and you know, there's so many guys out there that go through things in their lives that they don't want to talk about it. You know, I've had guys that later on have told me, you know what, I thought about suicide. I thought about that. And I mean, we know that, you know, men are the people that make up most of those statistics, right? So for them to be able to talk to other men who say, hey, you know what, I don't think there's a guy out there who hasn't thought about something like that, right? So great place, you know, it can be lighthearted, it can be funny, but we can talk serious too. So it's a great place. We have some counseling. We also have like different supports for legal advice and stuff like that. If you're going through that, parenting, we have a program called the FIRE program, and it's about dads being better dads and in relationships.
Exactly. So. Yes. And Tim, you had some experience too that you wanted to share.
Yeah. Right? A lot of our support and that focuses around the custodial issues and the court process. And I have something I've written up. I've walked the walk, and I just, if I can, I'll read from here and just say. My name is Tim Smoch, born and raised in Kamloops. I'm here as a board director on behalf of the Modern Man Family Project, a registered charity dedicated in supporting single fathers. So I'm here today because I've walked the path myself. Like many men, I wanted nothing more than to be a good father. But the legal and social systems often seem stacked against men who strive to be involved, loving dads. Too often, a father's love, commitment, time, and connection are measured by monetary value, which minimizes or even negates their importance in a healthy development and happiness of their children. At two and a half, I gained primary custody of my son, Keenan. Before his 8th birthday, the courts finally acknowledged that Keenan's future growth and success would best be served in my home. I was awarded full custody and guardianship. So I have met this is why I'm here today, to ask for your consideration in supporting the Modern Man Family Project, whether through monetary donations or other resources to help us continue our work. There's one other aspect here. When I walked my own path, there were no services available for men in my situation. Those 7 years going through the court process, where I was often deemed less worthy, less confident, and less loving, were some of the hardest, most challenging times of my life. This is why the work of the Modern Man Family Project is so crucial. And it's not a he said, she said. There's a lot of dads out there that are learning, growing, and evolving. We facilitate personal growth, support, humor, shoulders to cry on. So I'll be committing, and I'll be the one probably showing up at some of the corporate doors, engaging and trying to forge relationships moving forward so that we can continue to do this. It's hard times in the land of plenty for everybody right now, but it fulfills my purpose in life to give back. So
yeah, exactly. Well, and I mean, part of what you do over the holidays specifically, there's hampers, right? So something like that.
Yeah, there's the men's basket, and what we've done over the last 3 or 4 years now is we'll give baskets away for fathers in need that may not have the finances to create a nice, Christmas time for their kids, and We typically do 3 hampers a year. It includes food and clothing and toys and stuff like that for the kids. So it really is about, family. And it's not just about men. Like, we have a lot of guys that are married. There's, one guy, he's been married for 20 years that comes to our group, and we do talk about relationships. We talk about how great it is when we have support. We do deal with the family tree as well, and they're a women's support group.
Yes.
We have a great audience, great relationship going with them. We've done barbecues with them before, so there is a lot of women supporting men out there, but we tend to try to focus that the men understand the men the best. Right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Well, and you're filling that gap, right? Like, there
Exactly,
are, of course, there's numerous services for women, but there also needs to be some for fathers as well,
True.
right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And and it's nice that we're in a world where, in a society, there are more. Like, I've heard of other ones.
Yes.
There's another one, I think, down in the Vancouver area that does like a shed thing or whatever, where guys kind of hang out. It's not as in depth as what we have. Like, what we really offer each other is amazing. Like, I started 4 years ago looking for resources for people that I worked with, not going in there thinking that I was going to use this at all. But I'm in there, and I like to feel that I'm a mentor, and sometimes it's just good to be there too, to listen, right?
Yeah.
To be heard.
Yeah.
The human experience we learn by mistakes and growing, right? I've walked the path, and even last Wednesday when we were sitting talking, there's it takes you back into it, but you're on the outside looking in, and we share our experience. We share, the human feelings are all associated the same, and we learn and grow. So it's the interpersonal and communal support, and men talking to men. You know what I mean? It's like a hockey dressing room, only our feelings just fall right out, right?
Yeah,
So, which is not a bad thing.
Exactly.
And it's sometimes harder to get men there, in the reality of it. So
Yeah, but you're there when they're ready to start exploring this stuff, and that's
Yes,
really cool.
absolutely.
And you're also, to fund this, right? You need sponsorships, you need
Yes,
people willing to
yeah.
help out, so that's part of it. And so information's on the screen. If you're interested in helping sponsor the great work that they're doing to support men in the community, definitely get a hold of them, because it's a really cool opportunity.
And we have a few that have stepped up, like Highland Valley Copper, New Gold, Extreme Excavating, James Western Star, Princess Auto. I put a fishing derby on, the first annual one, the Smoochie Fishing Derby, which was for the Modern Man Family Project last year, and we look to have it as an annual event the weekend before Father's Day up at Roche Lake every year. Absolutely spectacular time. Creating memories and hope.
Exactly,
So,
which is
it's,
which is really cool. Yes. Well, I'm glad that you both came in and made the time. I think it's really awesome. And again, information's on the screen if you want to get a hold of them. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for
and
having
thanks
us.
for watching.
Yeah.
Awesome.